Welcome back to Shirazade's Tales. The sun is setting once again, and we find ourselves with King Shiraryar, waiting on the edge of his seat as we arrive at the ninth, and let me tell you, probably the most dramatic night of the stories so far. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of where we left off. Remember, the king figured everything out. He's found the sorceress's secret lover, dealt with him, and has now taken his place inside that dark tomb, waiting with his sword in hand. The trap is officially set. And right on cue, the sorceress walks into the tomb. She sees the body covered in a shroud, and she's convinced it's her wounded lover. She starts begging him to speak to her. The king, he just waits in the silence, letting her panic build, and then, changing his voice completely, he says exactly what she's desperate to hear. Oh, this part is brilliant. Using this weak, disguised voice, he tells her that he can't possibly heal. And why? Because every single day, he's tormented by the sound of her husband's screams, the enchanted prince that she tortures. It's an absolutely masterful lie, designed to hit her right where she's most vulnerable, her desperate need to heal her lover. And right here, you can see the genius of the king's plan. He's taken her greatest motivation, this all-consuming love, and he's twisted it into her greatest weakness. She thinks she's about to perform this grand act of healing, but what she's really doing is walking right into a trap of her own making. She's about to use her own magic to undo everything. So of course, she totally falls for it. She doesn't even hesitate. She's so desperate that she runs straight out of that tomb and makes a beeline for the enchanted lake to start reversing every last bit of her powerful magic. You can just picture it, right? She gets to the lake, scoops up some water, and starts chanting these ancient, powerful words. And immediately, the lake starts to churn and boil. Those 4 enchanted fish, they start thrashing around like crazy as this powerful curse finally begins to break. And bam! Just like that, the spell is broken. The fish, they're people again. The city, which was completely silent just moments before, just explodes with life. Suddenly, you can hear voices. The markets are open for business. All the citizens are just back, like they're waking up from some horrible long nightmare. And this really shows you the incredible scale of her power. I mean, she didn't just curse the people, she cursed the entire landscape. The mountains that surrounded the city actually shrink back down, revealing that they were the 4 Black Isles all along. In her hurry to save her lover, she's accidentally fixed everything. So the sorceress, completely convinced that she has fixed the problem, heads back to the tomb. She is just filled with joy, expecting to find her lover healed. She has absolutely no idea she's literally walking to her own death. She walks right up to the figure in the tomb, her heart soaring. She asks him to give her his hand so she can kiss it. This final act of devotion before he's finally healed. But the king, still hidden, doesn't move an inch. He just says 2 words in this low, quiet voice. Come closer. And as she leans in, totally unsuspecting, he gets a firm grip on his sword. As she got right next to him, he drew his sarimu, which literally means his sharp, decisive sword, and he plunged it straight into her chest. The blow was so powerful, the blade went clean through her back. And with a second, final strike, it was all over. He ended the threat of the evil sorceress once and for all. The reign of dark magic was finally, and very decisively, finished. So, with justice served, the king steps out of the tomb. And who's waiting for him? The young prince, fully human again. He is just overjoyed, so grateful. He kisses the king's hand and swears he'll be loyal to him forever. Now, the king is ready to go home. He tells the prince, hey, don't worry, my city is just a couple of days' journey from here. But the prince has some pretty shocking news for him. It turns out the sorceress's magic had warped a lot more than just people and mountains. Yeah, that whole 2.5-day journey, that was just another illusion. With the curse gone, the true distance is revealed, and it's a full year of travel. So the 2 kings, who are now as close a father and son, make this epic journey home together. And when they finally arrive, they're greeted by a city that had completely given up hope that its king was ever coming back. So the king is back on his throne, his court is celebrating, but in the middle of all of it, he remembers the one person who actually started this whole crazy adventure. He sends out a royal command. Find me the fisherman, the one who brought those strange fish. It's finally time for that humble man to get his long overdue reward. And talk about a reward. This is what I love about these stories. The fisherman doesn't just get a bag of gold. No, his entire family's life has changed forever. His daughters married kings and become queens. His son is made the royal treasurer. And the fisherman himself becomes the richest man of his era. All of that from one strange catch of fish that made a king curious. And with that, the story of the fisherman and the enchanted prince comes to its end. It started with just a fishing net, and it ended with restored kingdoms and incredible fortunes. And they all lived happily until, as the story says, the destroyer of delights, death, came for them, as it comes for us all. Scheherazade finishes her tale, and just when King Shahryar thinks he's heard the most amazing story in the world, she gives him a little smile. She says that tale was nothing compared to the incredible story of a certain porter from Baghdad. Without missing a beat, she just pivots. The restored kingdom fades away, and she throws us and the king smack into the middle of the crowded, chaotic streets of Baghdad for a totally different kind of story. Our new hero couldn't be more different. He's a simple porter, a strong guy for hire, just chilling with his basket in the marketplace. His very ordinary day gets turned upside down when he's stopped by this mysterious woman wrapped in a magnificent silk veil, all embroidered with gold. She then takes him on the most insane shopping spree you can imagine. His basket gets filled to the brim with all these rare, luxurious goods from all over the world. Exotic fruits, fancy perfumes, expensive candles. The whole time the porter is probably thinking, what is even happening right now? But they don't stop at some market stall. No, their trip ends in front of this incredible mansion. The door alone is a piece of art, ebony plated with gleaming gold. The woman knocks and the door swings open to reveal another woman who is just as beautiful. The porter gets led inside and the hall is so luxurious it just takes his breath away. And there, sitting in the middle of it all, on a couch made of alabaster and jewels, is a third woman, one so beautiful they say she puts the sun to shame. She just glances at him and tells the others to go help the poor porter. So they pay him, and they pay him well, way more than he's ever made in a day. But at this point, he just can't bring himself to leave. He's completely captivated by these women and their strange, rich world. So he just throws caution to the wind and asks what's on his mind. Why are three incredible women like you all alone? The women seem a little surprised, but also kind of amused by his boldness. They tell him he can stay, but there's a catch. He has to prove he's more than just a dumb laborer. He has to be a man of culture, someone who can be discreet. He promises immediately, even quoting some poetry to prove he's worthy. And what happens next is just a night of pure, wild revelry that gets weirder and weirder. As you can see, one by one, the women take off their clothes, get in a pool, then come and sit on his lap to ask him a riddle about a part of their own body. If he guesses wrong, he gets a hard slap. The slapping only stops when he finally stumbles upon the right, very bizarre answer. And the riddles themselves are, well, they're out there. The first woman asks him, "My love, what is the name of this?" And after a lot of wrong answers and a lot of slaps, he learns the answer is the basil of the bridges. Okay, the second woman's riddle. The answer is the peeled sesame. And the third, Kanabu Mansour. By the end of it, his neck and back are killing him, but he finally understands how this very strange, very intimate party game works. So, after taking his lumps, the porter decides it's his turn to play. He gets undressed, jumps in the pool with them, and then points to his own anatomy and asks them the exact same question they asked him. "Oh, my mistresses, what is the name of this?" The women just burst out laughing, but before they can answer, Scheherazade sees the first light of dawn, and once again she falls silent, leaving us and the king hanging yet again.